This week's episode is brought to you by The Simple Pour, featuring our signature drink, Horsepower. For all of your beverage concierge needs, head on over to The Simple Pour. Simple name, extraordinary taste. Enjoy the show.
I've only encountered Big Floyd maybe 4 or 5 times, but the type of person that he is, man, is one of those people that when you come in contact with him, you never forget him. And I ain't seen Big Floyd in years, man. I ain't seen him in years. But he every time pat me on my shoulder, you know, I see you out here, you doing your thing, youngin'. You are now listening to the Pour Horsemen podcast, where pouring up is a lifestyle.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at The Pour Horsemen.
Also subscribe to our Apple and our Spotify podcast, The Pour Horsemen.
Let's get it.
Crack in the kitchen, Lil Raw's on the mission. Break the bars out, screens in my expedition. Screens in my neck, yo, my trunk crack. Break the bars off, it's like this and like that.
Man, we back together.
Oh, my bad. I ain't
What
know
happened?
we recording. I was about to say, why the hell Law got tights on like about the hoop?
That's what I told him.
Remember the one time he had those tights on that loose as fuck? Oh, you done put
No,
on a
they
little
not.
weight
I got
there.
them white tights
I
down.
was about to say, nah, yeah, because they was white. They were loose as fuck. Remember,
Yeah.
they look like, they look like pajama pants.
But this nigga got a full hoop uniform. Like he about to.
Yo, Law, real quick.
We
Get in
got
front
no
of the camera real
sports.
quick. Get in front of the camera.
We got no
Get
sports.
in front of the camera. He ready. Yo, he is ready for Game
Lift your
7 of the
shoe up.
NBA Finals right now, bro.
This
Get in
nigga
front of
like
the camera,
he
bro.
look like Ty Dolla $ign in a rock and jock game. This nigga about to hoop, nigga.
Yo,
Oh,
I mean that's a much needed laugh. Too bad it's at your expense though. But we did need that. So
yeah.
I mean,
We needed that. Hey, man, it's good to see y'all brothers, man. We
Yes.
back at it.
yes, this is
I ain't seen y'all niggas in a minute.
Yeah,
Outside of Instagram.
Straight up.
When I drop off Simple Pour to Phil or LP, like it's like a high and by thing, but we back together.
Yeah.
Glad to see y'all boys, man.
And-
Everybody's safe.
Can we explain this walking boot real quick before we really get started? Because we
man,
came
I
in
ain't
and
even
you
know this, man.
you rehab right now. What is going on?
What happened, K?
So my foot has been fucked up for like some months now. It's been agonizing, like come and goes. But Tuesday, it finally kind of just went. I felt it. I felt like a little pop. And so I've been going to work with this boot on to relieve the pain. And then yesterday I took my little boy out to one of my best friend's crib, and they had a little pool party, and then they was playing basketball. Mind you, his little brother is not so little no more. He too was class of 2020, so shout out to my young boy Boo. His name Michael Maxwell. He's been Boo forever. But they was hooping, and mind you, my boy Quiz was playing with my son, who's not coordinated, but he's tough. He played tough, not coordinated though, and couldn't give him enough skill. And then he was playing with another kid. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, shit, they talking dirty to my guy. I like, I can't just sit by idly and just watch my nigga just get ganged up on. So I borrowed some shoes, tied them so tight where them hoes were damn near touching. And then, and mind you, we was only playing like on an 8-foot goal.
It doesn't matter. Like, hold on, wait.
You out there shuffling. and
You
jumping.
playing ball? Did you take the boot off and then put it back on?
No, I didn't put the boot back on. I iced my foot afterwards when I got home and shit. Cause it's just like now, I know what it is. So, you know, that's just what it is. This is why this guy's here.
We're not gonna get
This
into
is why this is my
Hey,
guy.
man, it being there is enough. We ain't got.
Yeah, we definitely don't have to get into it. Yeah,
The
we
public
definitely
need
don't
to
have
know.
to.
With all this stuff that's going on, Vegeta's not white.
He is
First off.
white, bro.
He's an alien. He's an alien.
I give him that. I love Dragon Ball
And
Z.
they call him a monkey, so he resonates with our kind, and he don't give a fuck. He'll kill a nigga in a minute with no. And you know what's crazy?
You can't say that because he appears white.
Yeah, you definitely can't. Yeah, take that back. Take that back. Take that back.
He'll kill someone in a minute. Like
Yeah,
he'll kill someone in a minute.
Kill a nigga in a minute.
God damn it.
Oh man.
No, but anyway,
But you good though. So this isn't permanent.
It's not permanent.
Okay.
But I gotta get it checked out. More than likely, I'm gonna have to get it fixed. But it relieves the pressure because I have to like when I don't, I have to walk on the right side of my foot to relieve the pain. So I just use this so I don't have to deal with that shit no more.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, good to see you getting it taken care of. But I was like, yo, what is he doing with a boot on? Like
Yeah.
that was the first thing I noticed.
Because I mean, even when I played in college with your brother, like that's the mentality that I had. I'm
We
dead
not going
serious.
back to him, bro.
I played for 2 months with a broken kneecap. Cause I'm a dog.
All right, look,
All right.
get
All right. And that was a good laugh for these saddened times that we're in. Like I told the guys, like, let's start off with a little, excitement of some sort if we can find some. And Keenan, well, my bad.
Take a shot. See, you see how long it's been?
It's
Well,
been
I
a
mean,
while.
people using government names already. Like
Government names, man.
didn't even get to
God damn.
already. So
Yeah. Just a little bit of joy, man. Because you look on your phone, you look, just everywhere you look. I was running this morning, and y'all know I'm a workout guy, but I do my routes, and I live in the Galleria area. There's a bunch of white folks, and like you can just feel the tension.
no doubt.
Like you can feel it. Like you can feel the energy. They moving. I'm running on the sidewalk. They'll move out the way. I'm in the street. Like they just, you can just feel it. So, yeah, man, where y'all want to start with this?
I mean, we have to start with the obvious, and I'll preface it by this: what you won't hear from our podcast or me, because I can't speak for you other three brothers, is that anything that people are doing right now are at fault. We got 45 million people unemployed. We've been stuck in the house with this virus shit for the last 90 days. People have been seeing our brothers and sisters being killed for years on tape with no repercussions.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if some stuff gets burned down, I hate to say it, man, that's kind of what happens. Because the only thing that happens in America that people respond to is violence.
Yep.
That's it. What other thing do we tried peaceful? Colin Kaepernick was on a knee. We got called sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
After the knee thing, the NFL players, they went and even tried to do a community partnership. We got called, nah, that don't work. You had the players even battling against each other now.
Yeah.
But the moment when the society starts to get involved, especially when you've been stuck in the house for the last 90 days, I can't fault anybody for what they're doing. I don't know what else to say to people. You know what I'm saying? Like what are people supposed to do after what's been going on, especially over the last since March? You got a lot of pent up emotion.
Yeah.
And then this happens and what appeared to be no consequence, which third degree murder ain't no consequence.
And we'll
bro.
get to the whole George Floyd situation, but let's not forget Arbery
It's been a lot.
and
It's been a lot.
Brianna.
Yeah, it's been a lot, bro.
So that then this happens, So Phil,
Ooh, me, man.
get it off.
I just want to talk positive about Big Floyd because I'm from the third world community. Man, when I first seen it, I didn't recognize that it was him. I didn't know till classmates and people from Jack Yates started posting, and I couldn't believe it because man, he what they've been saying, he's a gentle giant that he is. I met Big Floyd when I was still in high school, randomly at Burger King on Scott Street. My people from Third Ward in Yellowstone, they know what I'm talking about. And I had just hit a game-winning shot against our arch rival Madison, and this big dude tapped me on my shoulder, like 6'5", 6'6". He said, "Hey man, you that kid that hit that shot last night?" I said, "Yeah." He's so big, man. I didn't know what to think. I'm like, man, did I, talk to one of his cousins or his sister or something? I'm like, yo.
Is he from Madison? You went to Madison or something?
He went to
Yeah.
I'm just
No, he said what he was thinking.
Yeah, that's what I was
Like,
thinking.
damn,
And he said, "Man, come holler at me for a second." And I was scared. I can't lie to you, I was scared. But he was like, man, he was like, "I played at Yates too." I said, "Oh, okay." He said, "I played football and basketball." He's like, "I'm Big Floyd, man. I'm from CUNY home." I said, "Oh, okay." He said, "Your name Phil. I seen it in the paper." I said, "Yeah." He said, "What they call you?" I was like, "They call me Freaky Phil." He was like, "Well, I ain't gonna call you Freaky."
Just like we don't call you freaky.
He said, "Why ain't gonna call you Freaky?" He said, "I ain't gonna call you Freaky Younger, but man, you got my eye, man. You got my eye." So that was my first encounter with him. I was in the 11th grade, and then years passed. I became a grown man, and I used to play in men's leagues with him. And his thing was that he had never blocked my shot. And he used to call me Little Yellowstone at the time, referring to the neighborhood I grew up in. He's like, "Little Yellowstone, I'm going to block your shot today. I'm going to block your shot today." And one time he pulled me to the side and just chopped it up with me, asked me what I'm into and this and that. And this man was so positive, man. He was so positive, man. To see him getting his life taken away, man, hurt my heart, man. I've only encountered Big Floyd maybe 4 or 5 times. But the type of person that he is, man, is one of those people that when you come in contact with him, you never forget him.
Yeah.
And I ain't seen Big Floyd in years, man. I ain't seen him in years. But he every time pat me on my shoulder, I see you out here, you doing your thing, youngin'. I mean, it hurt my heart because this is a man who probably was, done wrong early in his years, but man, he used to carry a Bible around. Man, in that area, man, CUNY homes where he from, man, it's a lot of things that go on, man. And this man is one of the most positive people that you probably could ever come across. So just to see that, man, it hurt my heart, man. And I'm gonna just leave it at that, brothers. That was a good damn man. You know what I'm saying? No matter what they try to say his past is or what he did in his past or whatever, man, he was a good man and he was changing his life. And I don't think nobody that ever met Floyd will ever say he didn't give them some uplifting words, man. And it hurt my heart, man.
To have that perception, to have that type of, because you come from that neighborhood and you knew him, through sports and, but it's people that know him.
Yeah.
And to see that video for him crying for his life like that, that's what hurts the most. That's what really makes it like knife in the back and the heart.
And one of the most frustrating things is that, now they're trying to say, well, he had pre-existing conditions or he had heart disease or he had, he was intoxicated. Nah, bro. As a person who has wrestled someone in here before, I can promise you that if you want to hold someone to the point where they cannot breathe and cannot move, I don't even want to be this way. You know what you're doing. It is murder, bro.
Yeah.
Like there's no other way for them to get around this one.
And I'm the person he talking about.
I wasn't even gonna get into that.
This nigga had me in a chokehold, and I had to be like, "Look, nigga, I'm gonna calm down. I'm calm because I couldn't get out."
Yeah, it's basic MMA.
It's jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu.
That's what it is.
I watch MMA now. Like I'm starting to get into it into jiu-jitsu. And these guys are talking about it. It's like, nah, that
is a move.
If somebody got their knee on your neck for 4 to 8 seconds, that's torture.
It's agonizing, bro.
That's agonizing pain just for
had
seconds.
it for 8 minutes.
8 minutes. 8 minutes, bro. It's agonizing. Like anytime any of your wind gets cut off, anyone who knows any technique when it relates to jiu-jitsu, your American form of wrestling, like you know how to cut a nigga's windpipe off. You know how to do it, like pretty quickly if you want to. And the thing that I don't like about the cops, and I'm gonna preface it by saying that you can't just give them a free pass. If they would have arrested the cops from the day one, a lot of this probably wouldn't even be going on. But you let this man go home to his family multiple days. How many days did it take before they arrested him?
I think he was arrested Thursday.
So 3-4 days.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. And then you try to make up excuses for why it wasn't. I mean, we know what murder looks like. I think we're smart enough to be able to look at what happens to know what a murder looks like.
Yeah.
And that's all we want.
And to have the third degree, like that was intentional, man.
We already know that.
That's bullshit. First off, the third degree isn't the first one is the worst.
Yeah,
Yeah,
first degree murder. That's
that should have
premeditated.
been first.
That's premeditated.
And then it should have came out as first when it came out that they overlapped each other in some security jobs.
I hadn't even heard that yet.
It came out that they actually overlapped each other on security jobs and worked with one another.
See, I went. So they knew each other.
That came out. That was fact.
So that's a fact.
That's a fact. The owner of the restaurant / lounge or whatever came out and said, yeah, these two have had history amongst one another because they used to do security detail for the same the place, the lounge or the restaurant.
I didn't even know that. So they knew each other. So that
should have been fucking first degree.
That should have been a part of the investigation.
Yes.
Like, exactly.
Like, I mean, because right now, if all of us in here had some type of beef and it came to find out that me and Phil had an issue with each other from a year ago, or we worked together a year ago, you know what they're going to do? They're going to go to that place from a year ago and be like, hey, did they ever have any problems together?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, what?
There's no telling what Big Floyd could have told him just like one thing about him doing his job or something. He felt some type of way, and he gets behind the badge. Oh, this guy has some kind of forgery. Let me get him.
And I don't even know if it was real forgery because they said he tried to pass a fake 20. Everybody, if you've ever handled money in the United States of America, you've handled a fake dollar.
I'm glad you said that.
Without question, you've handled, and not intentionally.
Not intentionally.
And if you do get one unintentionally, you trying to get rid of that bitch.
Yeah, because you know you don't need to have it.
Exactly. So I don't fault him.
Nah.
Like even if, like I'm trying to get, somebody hit me with a fake 20 one time. I asked for change immediately.
You got to.
Like, fuck that. I'm not keeping this shit.
And so what's so puzzling about it is that the excuses that our other counterparts in the world will do, and I'm going to say white people, they try to make excuses for why this happened. Like, was he resisting arrest? Did the cops, do like, no, nothing in that video showed me him doing anything wrong.
Bro.
Like at all.
I don't, on Facebook, I just keep it always G-rated.
You have to.
Because my family's on there.
Yeah, me too.
I don't want to have to like hear them talking. And so I made a post. And that's how like my mom and my aunts knew how mad I was. Because like, I mean, Phil had a personal relationship
no doubt
with Big Floyd. But for me, anytime a black individual is either harmed or even killed by the cops, it resonates. I will never forget that night in Oklahoma City. Because I remember feeling as helpless as I felt because I wanted to bring harm to that cop. But I knew, I mean, just luckily for me, I had the mindset to know that if I hit this dude, it's a wrap. Everything down the road is a wrap.
Yeah.
So I didn't. But at the end of the day, I was still hemmed up. I was thrown to the ground. I was handcuffed. I had 5 bodies on me. And I felt helpless. I'll never forget that night. So anytime this shit happens, it's damn near PTSD. It's a traumatic event. So, like, to see that this shit happened again, it was maddening for me. Like I said, I had to miss work. I work with autistic kids. I'm a behavioral therapist. I help them out. But in order to do so, you just almost got to be as genuine, joyful, bring positive energy, or it's just ineffective. And I knew that first day I couldn't do it. That Thursday, I went and I was still like out of it. I was still enraged. I was still pissed off. Even mind you, when old boy, what's his name, Aubrey, Ahmaud Arbery. When that happened, I was still pissed off, but I had to like just suck it up and just get it over. But this one hit home so hard because like I saw it and it was by the cops, and it was just like that. It's like a survivor's guilt.
No doubt.
Like how the fuck I survive when, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, man, it's fucked up that I gotta feel this way when that nigga wasn't in the wrong. I wasn't in the wrong. Even if we are in the wrong, like just arrest us. And
it's not a death sentence.
Get the fuck out of here.
An interaction with a cop shouldn't be a death sentence.
It shouldn't be a death sentence. And then we got a dad. Our dad is a cop.
Yeah,
he was a cop. He retired.
Yeah.
He tell us to this day, it don't matter how bad it gets, job situation, do not sign up to be a cop.
Yeah.
He tell us this. He said the only reason he became a cop was first off his stature, 6'6", 250, muscular, black man. It wasn't too many people that was going to hire him, put him behind a desk. He was a coach. He didn't want to coach high school. This was the last resort. The last resort he said he had to provide for his family because he wasn't getting any coaching options outside of high school, and he didn't want us to bounce around, was for him to become a cop. And he only became a cop because they were going to put him in the schools.
Yeah.
And he knew he wanted to work with youth. So he wasn't just out there like HPD, none of that bullshit. And he was working with, he was in Spring Branch, which is one of the worst ISDs in the whole city.
Yeah.
And so he was working with youth, and he would throw citywide basketball tournaments. He was doing everything. He had a foundation.
All documented. The news did a whole
news story.
A news story on him about what he was doing in the schools.
He had a whole foundation. You taking action.
Yeah.
And so that was his ordeal. He said he used his status as a cop, but he used it to be a youth leader because he knew that's what he wanted to do. Now, mind you, I said all that to say this. It's fucking bullshit that we got to be almost programmed to be scared if we drive past a cop, oh shit. That's anybody. I don't give a damn. You could be a saved individual who ain't cussed for years. You will have an oh shit moment with a cop.
Yeah, regardless.
And it may not say oh shit, but it's equivalent. And it's just programmed in us, and we don't have any say of what's going on, and it fucks us up. And it's truly fucked up that man had to just lay there and get his life snatched from him, from an individual that possibly he knew. And it took days for the guy to even get. Somebody say he had moved to Florida.
Well, the wild thing about it is the police department went to his house to protect him.
Bro, like, that shit was crazy.
I understand there's the blue wall, the blue shield. There is that. Police work a dangerous job. I'm not saying that they don't. But if you got a partner that just murdered someone, there ain't no protection. Because then I start putting you in the same box. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can sit there and watch a person get murdered, what makes you any different?
The system, my dad told me they want guys like him.
Why?
Because they don't want a straight how should I say it, like a straight programmed do right type dude working for the free world. Like they want you they want a hint of insanity.
A hint of corruption.
Yeah, a hint of insanity. He told me the story. He said they had to do a series of questions. They had to work on their gun range. I think they got to do it every month. And then they ask you a series of questions, like scenarios. And they asked this one white cop. He was like, so if a little white girl in middle school has a gun in the classroom filled with kids and the teacher, and she's threatening to kill or whatever, just and you bust in, what do you do? And then white cop responds, I'll shoot the bitch. And then my dad, he heard the guy say that, and he kind of looked like, and he's like, yep, that's the right answer. But
you know what's crazy? at the minimum, that person is armed. Black people be getting killed unarmed.
Yeah, but they
Like,
want them a little
I mean,
bit twisted, man.
like-
Unarmed.
Like unarmed. Like we don't even be like it's always it's one of three excuses. I feared for my life, for whatever reason. You know, I don't know why you just fear when you see someone. They reached for something. You
Yup.
know, you might have told us to get something. Like you told me to get my wallet. My wallet is here, but you think I'm reaching for something else. Or you fit the description of someone. Because that's what happened to Breonna. They thought they were running into a house to do a no-knock warrant.
Yeah.
It was the wrong house. They came in without police gear.
Yeah.
Like they came in like we dress right now, but they had the vest on under their, clothes. And I don't think you should be able to do a no-knock warrant like that unless you're going to get like a major drug lord, like
That's
some
what-
Colombian kingpin.
Did you see J. Cole?
What J.
Did you
Cole
s-
say?
No, this happened to J. Cole.
yeah,
Oh, I
did
didn't see
happen.
that.
J. Cole years ago had a house. When he made some money, sold records and shit. He got a house. He thought that up and moving to the suburbs with his thing, but he wanted a house with a studio in it, and he was having people come over, record and stuff like that. And he made that song called Neighbors.
Okay.
And apparently one of the neighbors thought that he was dealing drugs because people were coming in and out the house. So SWAT team, and he had it recorded, and he put it on his he
did a concert.
He did a concert and put it on the video screen where SWAT team came to his door like 15 deep and bust through the door, and then went through the house, didn't get nothing, of course, and then came out and was like fucking with the cameras once they realized he had cameras.
Yeah, see that shouldn't happen, bro.
That's what you
shouldn't
got to
happen.
live with as a
You
black
should-
person.
That should not happen.
I was waiting to talk to you about this. Kind of flipping the script a little bit. White people, white friends. I tell y'all, I kind of took a step back and asked myself, do I have any white friends? I really don't. I don't. As far as friends,
Like friends. I see what you're saying.
I can
Yeah.
come to LP
Like
and
friends.
talk to.
Yeah, I don't have anyone I could come to for stuff either.
I don't have any
No, I
white
don't.
friends. I know
And
you
I'm
do.
cool, and I'm one of the most friendly people y'all know.
Right.
I'm a extremely friendly person.
So, what are those conversations like? What now that we're in this state of emergency, so to speak, like what are we talking to our white? How are we talking to our white friends? How's the dialogue? It's time to have those uncomfortable conversations now.
Well, like for me, I'm not reaching out to nobody, first off.
Yeah.
Cause I don't have the right. I mean, not the right. It's not my act to do so.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But for instance, with my college teammates, my best friend is Josh.
Yeah.
He coached for MacU. His brother know him,
very
everything.
Yeah.
We got a group message. Me, him, his brother, and another friend of mine, who's also white.
Yeah.
Like the group message has been kind of silent because it's just everything is on edge. And then it kind of broke up a little bit, talking about little such. But Josh hit me up on the side. I got a relationship with his wife, his kids, everything. And he just like sent me a video, him and his daughter. And they was just like, we love you. We don't want you to forget that we love you and we absolutely know what's going on. Because mind you, I know for him, it can't be a front because as a collegiate coach, you got to go into, like you can get a 5-star recruit, but he lives in he could be in the hood.
CUNY Homes or something.
You can't be fraud. It get
Yeah.
detected like that.
Yes.
A lot of coaches loses recruits because that recruit know you putting up a front. I'm not gonna be able to fuck with you on a personal level.
Yeah, you damn near father figure because you taking
Exactly.
me out of my
You taking me out of
to
my
Oklahoma.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I know know firsthand. I've been in there. I've seen him with these kids. I've seen him coaching. I mean, I've been with him as a player. He was never one of those guys to be like, I gotta be on a sharp edge. And I play with people like that. Like I gotta watch you. You on some whole shit. I ain't never had to deal with that. The only time me and him got into it is anybody that I get into it with. He called me a bitch during the game. Mm-hmm. And mind you, I was on one, but you call me that B word, it's a rap. But, during that same game, he told me, it's all love, I got you. And we was on it. Like it was that. And from that day forward, I've rocked with him since. And for him to just like reach out to me with his daughter in the video and just tell me like that shit like that, I know that shit was genuine because I ain't asked for that. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so to answer your question, I'm not like reaching out for people.
And you shouldn't.
It's not your responsibility.
And I'm not even looking out for people to do so. But for the people that I rock with that are not black, they've all came and hit me out like on some love stuff. Like, we got you. Don't even question that. We not even entertaining the thought that shit meant a lot because it's fucked up that we can't just have friendships that can't, like, you got to question now.
No doubt. You do.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you got to question a lot of the shit. Like, where the fucking... And that's why I was going at on the Facebook post before my rant. On that Facebook post, I said, verbatim, I said, I keep it G-rated on Facebook due to my moms and my aunts and the history of their belts.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And so I said, if you on here justifying, rationalizing, or even questioning what transpired in Minneapolis,
or what's going on, period.
Period.
Right now.
what's going pretty much what's going on,
period.
But related to what's going on in Minneapolis, unfriend me. And then I posted the video of the Sauce Walker when he was in his Bentley.
Yeah.
And he was like, shut up. Shut your bitch ass up. like straight up, because I am so sick. I am so sick of people rationalizing, like looking for some justification or some other bullshit to try to figure out, something is going wrong.
Yeah. Now, since we are the Horsemen, I just want to know, would you have looted the Nike store with them where they went and got those, what shoes did they get?
No.
You wouldn't have went in there and got them shoes.
I would have beat the nigga up that got the shoes and walked off with them Nike mags. Now, I was just telling Keelan, my son, I said they looted for a pair of shoes that cost $30,000 itself. He said $30,000. He didn't even know what the shoe was because he don't know Back to the Future.
Of course.
And I showed him the shoe. He's like, "Oh, that look cool." And then we had the Nike free, the Nike Adapts where it's self-lace. He said, "Self-lace like the shoes you had got me." I was like, "Yeah, but the shoes that I got you don't cost $30,000."
Yeah, I mean they looting wild, bro. They looted the police horse.
Yeah,
like someone took the police horse.
Somebody said that was his horse though, but yeah, that's funny.
It doesn't matter. It looked like Pimp My Ride with that horse down the
horse
street
in Houston. Wasn't it in Houston that the horse trampled somebody?
Yeah,
bro, they broke out the zoo, I think, in Minneapolis.
In Oakland, they went into the car dealership, drove the car out the lot.
Now, I mean, at some point,
hold up,
go ahead.
Bad. As a collective group, I can probably say for all of us, I didn't know that many niggas lived in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah. Nah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that either.
I thought niggas
they come from Chicago. A lot of them like go back and forth.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought niggas that lived in Minneapolis, or Minnesota, whatever, were pro players, collegiate players, and their families.
I probably thought it would have been about the same amount of people in Oklahoma. But it's much more.
Bruh,
I was
more. Bad.
Yeah.
Now, Phil,
I did not know that many niggas
Phil,
was
you
out
telling
there.
me that you wouldn't have ran into Saks off Fifth and got you all the gear that you've been wanting to get? You ain't gonna run in there?
Nah, man, because my heart is really in the right place. So if I was to, my thing is that a lot of us, as black people, we all get mad at another black man if he doesn't take action, go down and march or riot or whatever the case may be. But I think that there's many ways that we can do it.
Of course, I think what we're doing now is a part of that.
Yeah, so it's a civilized way to do it. It's an uncivilized way to do it. I don't blame you for doing either one. The thing that I would say is, I wish we had more structure. I wish the Black Panther Party was still here, so we could be more militant.
Sabotage all that shit, man.
I mean, so we could be more militant.
So you're saying you would be mad at me if you saw on K4 News tonight, black man loots Golf Galaxy.
The only nigga.
No, I would not.
I was literally that nigga was unless our brother, our guy Rob from Velvet Noir was down here. Them two niggas would be the only niggas that I know looting for golf shit.
Look. So it's got the headline will say, "Large black man loots Golf Galaxy,"
and a nigga with an immaculate beard. Large black man and a nigga with an immaculate beard looting for golf shit.
Bro, I could get us some drivers. Some
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Some golf bags. Like, these are high priced items, bro.
What was the one that Shooter McGavin asked for?
You got your 9-iron.
Your 9-iron.
And so the nigga was fired. Like, that's it. Cause man,
I mean, I don't think that's an unreasonable thing for me to be able to do right now.
I don't. My morals. I won't be out looting. But like I said, I'm not against knocking the nigga out that stole some shit and then, you know what I'm saying, getting that. If I would have seen that nigga with the mags, I'm hitting that
yeah,
nigga.
30 bands is crazy.
Mind you, that individual, you seen the video?
I saw the video.
The motherfucker got, he got the mags and some other shit, but he also only stole like one. He was getting shoes that was on display. So he only had like one shoe of a lot of shit.
Bro, I saw a video where people actually had bags, like they went shopping.
Oh yeah,
like they went through the register line.
That Target in Minnesota, Minneapolis, whatever. They said Obama think he got us food. It was a nigga with the hat and the mask, and he had this shit bagged up.
Now, what are we supposed to do about our influencers that, I don't know if they're against the protests, but don't want to speak truth to power on what's happening? Because y'all mentioned, what's my guy's name?
Desi Banks.
That was all of a sudden against people being able to speak out about what's going on.
Desi Banks, the nigga
that do all the skits.
Hood videos and skits.
Yeah. Oh, that dude. What'd he do?
This nigga tweeted out. He tweeted out, Selma, this is a protest. This is not a protest. Talking about the looters and shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, instantly Twitter got on his ass. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because you don't realize how damaging that is. First off.
I don't think he knows what happened at Selma.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that was
like, does he? Yeah, like
they made a whole.
They made a movie.
They made a whole goddamn movie. I mean, about what happened in Selma.
It's books, movies, history about what happened there. So he took a single snapshot with people holding hands,
hand in hand,
and then thought that was what happened.
Exactly.
That's why you can't give everybody a platform. Yeah. Everybody can't have a platform, bro, because sometimes they use it for the wrong thing and not realize they're using it for the wrong thing.
Not even that. It's just it's manipulative because they don't want to jeopardize what they got going. But at the same time, they gotta pick a side. They don't want to pick sides. Yeah. They you know, on them fences where they got that wood ledge where you hop the fence. You ever hop the fence before? You can stand on that top one and be on both sides. That's what some of these people are. The only person that was like that's an influencer or the comedians, social media comedians, Haha Davis, was the only one that came out and was like, man, I'm pissed off. Like, what the fuck y'all think got going on? And nigga said, comedian or not, nigga, this is bullshit. Like, y'all doing us dirty. Desi Banks, B. Simone, Emmanuel Hudson.
They all on the same shit?
They all on that bullshit, like teeter-tottering and shit. the main thing Steven Jackson went up there to Minneapolis talking about was to, like, even him saying he got white people that he loved to this day.
Of course.
And he said, but if you're not on the line, if you're on a line and you trying to teeter-totter between both, you can't mess with me. It's either you with what's going on and you understand we're being hold and hugged and you on our side, or you with them.
And my thing about them influencers, just a few years ago, you were the average Joe. Like, you would be out if this was happening when you wasn't, you was just doing your little Instagram videos and had a little bit of following in your community, you would be out there too.
No
So
doubt.
shut that shit up.
No doubt.
Like,
Come
it's
on.
bullshit, bro. Like, you can't say you understand what's going on and then just be like, hey, but anybody that says like, hey, I feel you, but I might as well just slap you in your mouth as you stand in front of me. Because I feel like I've always got offended by that shit. I can't stand no one that don't have accountability.
Yeah.
Like, one thing
Or
my
just
mom
add to what you're saying.
no,
Like, you gotta
one
preface
thing
it
my
like,
mom instilled in me was accountability. Anytime that I fucked up and I knew that I fucked up, I owned up to it. Like, or if someone fucked up and I wasn't with it, you gonna know I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying?
Now-
like, you fucked up. Hold yourself accountable.
yeah, it wasn't.
You
no-
can't say, like, if Law, for instance, Law left the light. we gonna put Law left a light today. The production. Law left that light.
Get back in front of
But
this
I can
camera with
say-
your Jordan fit.
but
so
I
they
say-
can see this.
But, you know, he came up with some good ideas about how, no, he's accountable. He left the light. And that's what it is.
This episode is brought to you by Velvet Noir Beard Care. Our listeners get 15% off with the promo code GUILD. That's GUILD on all products across the website. Go to velvetnoirbc.com to retrieve your discount. That's VELVETNOIRBC.com. Now back to the show.
So here's a question that I got, not to change topics. I think that bird watching dude in New York needs to be held accountable too, because he's a freak. Who watches birds? Nah,
They
bro.
do that, they
Who
do
watches-
that in Memorial.
Who's watching birds, bro?
I know that.
What black
scene
men are
where-
hiding in bushes with
Yeah.
sticks, bro? I'm calling the cops on you too.
But no.
No.
I'm calling the cops. I'm calling the cops on you.
Stop that.
Yes, I am.
Stop that.
She wasn't even trying to call the cops on him. He called the cops on her.
No, she called the cops on him. He wanted her.
He wanted her
She
to put the
called the
leash.
He
cops
wanted her
on
to put
him.
the leash on the dog so
Yeah.
he could attack her because the dog wouldn't be able to
I know
help
you're
her.
trying to make a joke, but come on.
Nah, bro, like he's a freak.
Relax.
Y'all,
No.
you watch birds?
Relax.
Do you know
I'm-
anyone
I'm
in your
keeping
immediate
my-
circle that
I'm
watches
keeping
birds?
my foot on these white peckerwood's neck.
Do
Fuck
you
that.
watch birds?
I know people that do.
No,
I
do
see
you
people that
watch
do.
birds?
No, I do not.
Do you watch birds?
I saw a blue jay in my mama's house.
Phil, do you, what?
I saw a blue jay
Phil,
in my mama's
do you
house.
watch
I knew
birds?
That bitch was.
Are bird watchers freaks?
I mean, they gotta be.
I mean, thank you.
listen,
See, we
and
got
that's
it
coming from Freaky Phil. That's
Thank you. We
but
got it.
look,
Bro, he's
I'm
a
just
freak,
saying
bro.
This, though. No, you can't just like you can't say what someone's hobby is. Like for me,
Nah, bro,
like,
that-
no. For me, actively sports, and I've always had sports background. It's weird for me for niggas to like golf.
How? That's a sport.
That's a weird ass.
It's still a sport. You're outside.
It's
you
a
do
weird ass.
something. You know what I'm not doing?
Golf, tennis. If you play golf and tennis recreationally, it's freaking crazy.
Tennis is more of a sport. Like that's tennis is as
That's
hard as
why.
it's
That-
hard as basketball.
Motherfuckers
on
run
your,
like
on your
7
cardio.
miles. Niggas run 7 miles going back and forth. You know how fucking crazy as hell to run like 7 miles throughout a game.
You know
and
how
you can only
crazy-
can stay in a box.
You know how crazy it is just to run 7 miles? Just go outside and running. That is a
But
wild
you're,
thing.
You're at least going somewhere.
But you're still just running.
But in golf, it's like I never knew niggas to play golf until I became an adult. Outside of putt-putt, when going to Celebration Station or any other place, that's the only time I knew golf. I held a golf
So you
stick.
putting
I used to refer to them hoes as a golf stick.
you're putting people who hide in bushes with a stick to watch birds where the birds can't see them. You're equating that to golf.
I'm saying you can't judge what
I'm not
someone
judging
you,
him. I'm just saying he's
you
a freak.
are.
No, he's a freak. That's not
It's
judging.
just like I
no,
think
that's
I
not
think-
judging.
I
He's a
think
freak.
clown- I think
He's a
clowns-
wild
I
freak,
think
bro.
Clowns are weird.
I think
Like,
clowns are just
you go to a kid's
From
party,
the
dress
devil.
up in his it costume, and
So you
make
said
kids laugh.
you wouldn't go
That's
dress up
weird.
as a clown for $1,000?
I mean it is.
Wait, hold
I'm
on.
just saying. I said it's weird.
Nah,
I'm not
This
saying
is my brother.
Oh, no,
This
you
is
would
my
take
little brother.
take a band right now to go to a kid's birthday
If he came
party.
to my door dressed as a clown, and I opened the door and saw him, he was like, "Yeah." I'm punching him straight in his face.
But look, okay.
no
Besides
questions.
that, I said it's weird, right? But besides that, Karen comes up and calls the cops on that same black. He's a black clown. I'm the black clown. She calls.
You
the
deserve
cops.
to get the cops called
No,
on
and,
you.
and she says no. I'm gonna call the cops and say an African American man.
If
is
you're
gonna-
not the clown doing the
It's fucked
hyphy in
up.
Oakland, what's his name? The Oakland hyphy clown, the guy who does all the dance competitions.
I know what you're talking about.
If you're
but
not
yeah, fuck
him, you're a
too.
freak.
Fuck him too.
Nah, he that's his job.
Nah.
if
I
you're
know-
not him, you're a
I
freak.
know you're trying to make a joke.
That's
out of
not
it,
a
but
joke. I think the guy's a
I
freak.
don't,
Hey,
I don't
that
like
bitch got
that
what
shit.
she. Hey,
I
I don't
don't-
use that word a lot. That bitch got what she had coming to
That's
her.
what I'm saying. I
She
don't,
lost-
that
Now what
hap- that
happened to her? What
me.
happened to her?
She lost her job. She lost her dog.
But she almost killed the
choking the
dog.
shit
though.
out of the dog.
She
Yeah,
almost
she was
killed
choking
the
the shit out the dog, but she lost her job and she lost her dog. And
And
the
then
only
come out
thing,
and said I'm not a racist.
the only thing I don't like about the fella is that he came out and was like, I wouldn't think that, you know, her losing all those things were, you know,
It's because he's a freak. He
No.
knew he was
Well,
in the
he's
wrong.
gay.
Nah, I think he just
no,
knew.
no. He's actually a gay man. And what's crazy, he's a highly was it renowned black man that's in the gay community. Like they know him. He was like one of the first. He was like one of the first gay black men on some board. So it wasn't. It's like it's crazy that it fell on him, but. And it's almost to the point where you'll be like, man, question like, what the fuck? How did all this shit happen to this guy? Mind you, he was a Marvel editor for the comics, and then he's now like a director for like a biomed type shit. But like all this shit happened to him.
So you said this happened to you before,
Yeah, as a kid, yeah, white ladies been calling the police on me.
but
for,
were you hiding in the bushes with a stick?
no. But I'm just saying. I'm just talking about the concept of it. Like I don't that shit makes me mad. 'Cause
Yeah.
that
Now,
shit
now
happens
granted,
to me.
I am making a joke,
I know you are.
but the dude is a wild boy. I don't know anyone who's.
Bird-
I don't know any. There's no one in my immediate circle or extended circle that I know that is bird watching. I never even heard the term
Look,
birder.
it's
thought that
usually
too.
homeless people that do that.
But look, I thought
real.
that too.
They-
Honestly, I thought like a nigga bird watching is wild.
That's wild.
But at the end of the day, I know I'm not judging anybody for what they do as their hobbies. That's just their hobby.
But who's
You don't
judging
know
them?
what
I-
they pick up. You know what people pick up. You know what I'm saying? That's something that he picked up and he was doing on his own. And the law states you got to have your dog leashed in the
in Central Park.
now say like just keep it, you know.
Let's
I hate,
go opposite.
I hate the let's go opposite.
If-
say like for the white lady that called the cops on the black people that was barbecuing
Yeah.
like, a while back. Now mind you, if it was against the law for them to be barbecuing, which it wasn't, if it was against the law for them to be barbecuing and she called the police officers, mind you, I mean, whatever the police officer did afterwards, she would have the right to do so
Okay.
because that's against the law. Even though she would be a trifling bitch to do it.
And mind your business.
Yeah. But in this case, with everything that's going on,
Yeah, it was bad timing for her.
Bad.
fuck her.
This was the worst timing. Yeah.
I'm glad. I applaud him for like knowing, hey, you can't be having this dog unleashed. Put that dog on the leash.
What if it was opposite though? And it was the brother with his dog unleashed. What would have happened then?
Motherfuckers would have been protesting. That nigga would have been gone.
You're probably right. You're
Straight
probably right
up.
about that. So are y'all voting?
And he big too.
That's it.
He was a big dude.
That nigga's
Yeah,
a
he is
muscular ass
yoked.
dude.
He is yoked.
From the picture,
He was.
I thought he was just like some square ass
Nah,
nigga.
he yoked.
This nigga's yoked.
Yeah, he
Look,
was.
man, for these white people.
That's
to
why
be
he's a
calling-
freak, bro. He's yoked. He's like almost my size in the bushes with a stick, bro. That's weird. Think
That
about
is
that.
fucking weird.
If you came out your place right now and I was in that bush with a stick and a monocle trying to watch birds. You'd have been like, "There's a freak in my bush."
I remember.
Like, think about that, bro.
Your brother can attest to this. He can he'll remember this shit. We had a big center. That nigga was like 6'10", 6'11".
Big Six.
No, it wasn't
okay.
him. We had another one. This nigga didn't make the cut.
Okay.
He didn't make it because that nigga was always smoking weed and shit. He was dropped out. This motherfucker, mind you, we was just randomly like finished working out. I think we ran hills or some shit. We see this big 6'10", 6'11" white guy outside chasing squirrels. The weirdest shit ever. Like, that shit was fucking weird. And I immediately thought, I was like, this nigga's high. Like, he gotta be. But you don't know what
I played with guys that chased rabbits. They was from Florida. They chase
that's
rabbits.
a known thing.
That's a known thing. They
Florida
get fast.
people do that.
Yeah, they play football, but it's like, our coaches make us chase rabbits.
I've never heard of that in my life.
Yeah. They always say that.
That's a wild thing.
I played with a couple Florida guys. They like, we chase rabbits. That's why their pursuit game is so loud.
They're
on the
wild.
Football field.
All them niggas do
They're
that
wild.
shit. And they do that shit through a field. They had an ESPN. They had a whole ESPN article about that shit.
They all should have got arrested immediately after it was over. Like, they all should have. All right, so quick hits. Phil, are you voting for Joe Biden or are you not black? KC, are you voting for Joe Biden or are you not black? JC, are you voting for Joe Biden or you're not black? We know Law is because he's wearing a full NBA Game 7 finals fit. Only black men wear that. So
I'm still confused by this nigga tights. Why he got on tights?
Because he's coming from Game 7. So tell me now, are you not black? Joe Biden said, if you don't know if you voting for me or Trump, then you ain't black. Let me hear it.
I just go with the lesser of the two evils.
I do that too.
Yeah.
So you are black.
Trump. I just say I'm not voting for Trump. I'll say that. Can't vote for
Bruh,
Trump. Man,
this nigga tweeted out at 12:53 a.m. 12:53 a.m. I was wide awake, and I saw the shit. They just popped up on the timeline. The nigga was trending immediately. Motherfucker tweeted all the bullshit. But what stood out was this nigga said, if you're looting...
No, when the looting
starts, the
shooting
shooting starts.
Does he want a civil war?
This is a motherfucking president.
He said MAGA night also.
Yeah, he said
MAGA night is about to be lit, bro.
I thought that was yesterday.
They really setting it up now. I think MAGA night gonna be on some purge.
Bruh, this shit
they're gonna get all the MAGAs out there.
And this is the thing about that. Those right wing people, they all have their guns locked and loaded.
They got. You saw what they was running into the Capitals with.
Yeah.
Like AR-15 machine guns.
They got
ready.
their guns locked and loaded.
Phil, are you ready for MAGA night? What fit? Because Phil is our fashion guy. What fit are you gonna wear to MAGA night 2020? It's gonna be probably next week or so. 6 months into this crazy year, are you gonna be wearing ill of the most gear? Clean dirt. What are you gonna be wearing to MAGA night?
I can't participate in that night, man.
You're not gonna be out protesting on MAGA night.
I can't.
JC, give us some fitness tips to get us ready for MAGA night. Should we be doing supersets? Should we be doing squats?
Get your cardio up, man. Get your cardio up. If you have a vest, run with that. Because that's going to help you when you carrying your AK-47. But, yeah, man, get ready. Man, black people, man, get ready, man. Get ready.
I think Trump won a civil war for real.
I don't engage in gunplay.
I've never
But
shot
if
a
I'm
gun
in,
my
I
life.
don't either.
If I'm in close range of any individual coming towards me, I'm knocking you the fuck out with no hesitation.
Even on MAGA night.
MAGA night, I'm knocking out whites like it's about to get real. Like, and shit, I already, like you said, white friends, they already know. If they was teetering the lines, they was getting dropped. At the end of the day, I ain't no love lost, whatever. It ain't no, I'm just letting you know. You will know my side from the end, like from this day forth. If you watching this pod, KC or the Pour Horsemen, if you cross me the wrong way and I feel like you confrontational and you on some racist shit and all that, all that shit is through the door. Master degree, education, all that. I'm dropping your bitch ass with no hesitation, nigga. This shit getting real.
I suggest,
I'm dead ass serious, nigga. This shit.
Your white friends, right? Instead of in consoling to the white people, consoling your black friend in time of need and this time, that's cool. But let's take it. Let's do more than that.
Oh, they done that. They done that. I'm not advocating for them, but I've seen it. Like personally, I've seen it.
I want to hear them.
They do that.
I want to hear them talk
shit.
I want to hear them have. I want to hear how the conversation is between their family.
Well, you'll never hear that.
That's what I'm. But I just saying. That's why I would suggest. Like, hey, man, okay, yeah, we're having this conversation, but, man, what does your dad think about all this? What does your mom say? What does your uncle, like, when y'all get together, what do y'all talk about? Like, because these...
But you can't do that.
Can't control that.
You can't control that.
You can't control it,
That's
but
not
you
fair
can
to them. That's not fair to them. Because, like I said, I watched American History X early. I watched it with my son. We sat here Friday night, and we watched that movie. And the only reason why I felt like it was important for him to watch it, because my son is biracial. And he knows from different sides where he is, but he knows he's a black man. At the end of the day, he's a black man. And he needed to see that movie to realize the hatred that goes on and all that. And a main thing that was in that movie was when it came out that the source of the main guy, Edward Norton's hatred came from his own father.
Yeah.
And was fucked up because I had totally forgot about that. I ain't seen this movie in years. I had totally forgot. And it was like, damn, nigga, this is Mr. Matthews from Boy Meets World.
It's all conditioning. You know everything is conditioning.
Everything was conditioned. I thought it was coming from that guy that he ended up beating up, but it was coming from the dad.
Yeah.
And so he needed to see that. And as, biracial, all that stuff, no, that ain't no excuse. And like Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah, let's get into Michael Porter
on
Jr.
both sides of the fence, talking about both sides of the fence. I'm glad Steven Jackson called his ass out, and all them NBA people start calling his ass out because he needed to hear that shit. You can't.
Is it because he's young though?
No, it was a
Michael Porter Jr. can't be but what 23.
He not man. You're a grown man, bro.
No, bro.
I hate that.
No, that makes a difference, though.
I hate that.
You have to give people.
No.
You have to give people the space to have their own experiences to develop. To say, hey, you know what? My naivete has changed now that I'm an older person.
He's biracial, I believe, too.
Yeah, he is biracial, but it's still like.
But you know what I'm saying? 21 is young, bro.
Do the research.
He's 21. My son is 12. We had a whole conversation.
That's you though. That's you.
I put it out there, but he was coming to me with some of the stuff. But
that's because he knows his father. Like that.
His father in his life?
No, I'm saying he knows you're like that. Michael Porter Jr. may be in a space where he trying to figure out his own lane. He thought he was doing something. He tried to get into his religion. Hey, we pray for others. And that's another thing that as black people, we have this thing where we always feel like we got to pray for the oppressor. I don't know if you have to pray for the oppressor.
Look, man, my parents are ministers.
Yeah, I don't know if you have to.
We don't do that.
I don't know if you have to pray for the oppressor.
Not in certain situations.
Yeah,
no,
like
that when that Charleston, South Carolina shooting.
Yeah.
My mama said, man, ain't no way, little white boy coming in out and we gon'
you sit around and pray for him. Yeah,
be involved in our meeting and all. Ain't none of that going on.
Yeah, I don't think. Out of here. So I think we have a thing as a society.
Being too young and all that shit. That's what I'm talking about.
Youth matters, though, man. It does. You got to give people space.
It's out there.
That's
a cop out.
That's
you got
a fucking
social
cop
media.
out.
You got the internet. You got everything. You got
and
everything.
Then, mind you playing with grown ass men. Nigga, I can guarantee Paul Millsap Jr. not letting that shit fly if they still in season.
Yeah, his name is Paul Millsap.
Nigga,
that's the countryest name, bro.
That's why I directly pointed him out because he's an older veteran and the nigga name is Millsap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's no way in fucking hell that you can be that naive to, I'm gonna pray for this. Fuck that nigga. Like dead ass serious. That guy, that individual. It's fucking baffling.
Go ahead, Phil. Go ahead.
Hold on. It's baffling because like when they brought up the picture of him just not even in his police uniform, Not to put you out there. He wear his hat like you.
Nah, he had a MAGA hat though.
He had
like
a MAGA hat,
nah.
but he was wearing his hat exactly like that.
I wear my hat like Jagged Edge.
On YouTube,
I wear my hat.
YouTube, pull that shit up. But
I wear my hat like Jagged Edge.
The only reason I say that though, not on no joking shit, but it's like, dog, as much as they hate us, as much as they fucking hate us, they so much aspire to do shit like
I already
us.
know what you're saying.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah, they
Like,
love it. They love to have fun
all
with
this
it.
hate. You got this fucking MAGA hat on, but yet you feel like you need to wear it cocked to the side because you know they use that shit as some kind of form of like mockery or a parody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, why the fuck you feel like you need to do that shit if that's the hat that you decide to wear?
That's your
You know what I'm
uniform. Yeah. What was you about to say, Phil?
Man, fuck.
Man, I the words that I be having, man, they come and go because it's really an
We already know
time.
this is a different.
It's,
this episode is different for you. We understand.
Man, it's
Absolutely.
It's an emotional thing, but just piggybacking off of what KC was talking about, you guys talking about with Michael Porter Jr. I'm not sure that man knows everything, and maybe it's his fault that he didn't do the research, but he is part white. I believe
He is.
And I think that now that people have got on his ass about what he said, I think that he will take out the time now to do the research and see. And if he haven't been seeing what's going on, that's his fault. That's absolutely
Measure
his
twice
fault.
to cut once, man.
Yeah, I'm not even advocating for him, but
I'm not either.
I can see how a young person, because it's certain things that I know now. As
Bro, I didn't know what the hell I was
36
doing in my life until I was 30.
Right.
Nigga, I'm
36
still
years.
figuring shit out.
So
But we're not
yeah,
talking
we could
about life situation. We
could point the
America.
finger at him and say, hey man, you need to get your shit together and do this shit and look at how we've been oppressed and everything. But to be honest, that man might not know, because when you come up privileged like him, you live kind of in a bubble.
You live different.
You get what I'm saying? Go ahead, Kay.
I'll say that, but with this whole social media era, you can read a timeline, and you can read a timeline for 10 minutes, and just know, hey, I probably shouldn't want to try to put it out there to pray for the cops that killed this black man.
No doubt.
That's the if this was like the 90s and shit, I can understand that. But now with this social media and like I said, the access, you got the accessibility to grab something. If the Amish can understand what the fuck is going on,
Seen it.
and they don't even use electronics,
Yeah.
I have no excuse for this individual.
Yeah.
You got the nigga. It's so fucked up with the black community that the Amish and the witches came out to protest.
Wait, witches?
They was doing like a little ritual, like a little dance.
Wait,
They
I
came to
didn't-
protest.
I didn't see
No,
no
this
witches.
this situation brung out
I'm dead ass
every
serious.
demographic.
Nigga,
Yeah,
Native
it's-
Americans,
Yeah.
witches came out, Amish came out. You got people in Tokyo.
Germany.
Yeah.
They got people
UK.
in Tokyo that's marching Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, man.
And Asian people, some of the racist people ever.
Yeah.
So you know it's fucked up
that
all this shit is going on and all these different demographics and different cultures is coming out. But white people are yet the ones to understand. And people getting mad about looting. I've even heard black people getting mad. Oh, they shouldn't have been lit. Some girl was talking about they shouldn't have been looting the Lenox Mall, the Gucci stores. Man, fuck them people. Them motherfuckers got insurance. They gonna get that shit
Yeah,
back.
we
We
don't
talked
burn
about,
up our
we
own
talked about
stuff,
Flight
man.
Club. As long as these people households ain't getting burnt up, these people livelihoods ain't getting fucked up. Man, fuck
Nah,
them
I
stores.
seen a couple-
Fuck all them other bullshits. A black man in Dallas lost his Burger IM, and he posted, "Hey, this shit is a luxury tax." Like, I understand what's going on,
News-
but I
News
had
9.
insurance. I
News
had
9.
insurance. I got all this stuff going on. Hey, fuck all them people that's talking about this looting shit wrong, all this blase, because at the end of the day, those people that worked in them stores and that was like, you don't belong here, that probably called the cops or probably called security to have them people walked around, shadowed around their stores. Them black people didn't forget that shit. I'ma hit your bitch ass. At the end of the day, if a nigga slap me or a nigga hit me, I'm not gonna forget that shit 1 year, 2 years, whatever later. I'm gonna remember that shit and I'm gonna come back and get your bitch ass. And that's what all these people that's looting for. So all them people that's against that shit, they need to shut the fuck up, especially if they sitting on their couch. Cause shut the fuck up. Cause that's what it is. That shit pissing me off because a lot of people just sitting around tweeting and it's going against what's fucking going on.
Yeah, that tweeting stuff is wild to me.
Like shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you gotta let that go. Don't say nothing at all. Go ahead, Phil.
Let me say this to all my black people who are out there marching and protesting and even riding for the right reason. Be careful, man.
Exactly.
Our friendliness and our love for people is too much because the white people are the one that's out there starting the riot and the looting and all this type of stuff. If you look and see, man, the white people are more violent than the black people.
They don't have consequences.
Right.
They don't have consequences.
And we're out there and my black people are out there and we feel like, okay, we got some white supporters, but they not out there fighting for walking for the cause. No. They out there because maybe they going to Golf Galaxy. Yeah, they don't support Trump or you feel me. They just upset for being in the house. Well, let me go out here with these black people because I feel safe. I bet they feel like we're with them for the cause. But now they have their own personal agendas, and they know that we are going to take the responsibility of it's the black people fault that they doing this. Nah, the white motherfuckers is out there starting the shit, man, and doing this shit. I have yet to see where the looting and shit started from
one individual black person.
Or even physical altercation. I've seen black people yelling in the police officers' faces.
Hey, man, shout out to that dude that slid the cop.
That took his phone.
No,
he
punched
that nigga. No, the cop threw his phone. The cop
San Jose.
That was wild.
So it's like, man, y'all be careful, man. That's why we need, because if white people were riding, we couldn't be out there.
No, of course
we couldn't be out there, right?
Nigga, they gonna round us at. They gonna pick us out the sheet.
They gonna pick us out, man. But we letting them come in and do that. And
you can come to the picnic.
Yeah, and I don't want the good white people to take this the wrong way, because it is some good white people
and that's
out
what
there.
I wanted to get at,
and
too.
it really is, man. It really is. I've run into a lot of good white people in my time, but it is not the time, man.
So this is what I would say, because I know this is one that we know is world changing. Like, not only what happened with Big Floyd, just 2020 in general. I wanted to, just give some perspective on what's been happening. Like 2020. Man. We started with like Kobe and Gigi. Okay. Then we had all the fires in California and Australia. They had the locust in Africa. Yeah. We owe some end of days shit. We got the pandemic, 45 million people out of work. Yeah. Everybody been in the house for 90 straight days. Like, bread lines, bro. We have bread lines like never before. I was driving past NRG the other day, and I was like, yo, is there like about to be a concert? Like, are they opening back up? No, it was people waiting to get food. Yeah. Like, in lines. Literally.
Great Depression shit.
Hours to wait in that line. Yeah. They was from right there at where, what's that, the Beltway? Yeah. All the way to the medical center. That's how far that line was going. Like, all the way that back. So, and then not to mention, we got our president, in my opinion, looking like he's trying to start some type of civil war.
Yeah, he's crazy, man.
It's only June. It's literally only June. Bro. So what I want to tell you, brothers, be careful. Cleave to your family, especially if you got sons and daughters. if your parents are fortunate enough to still be alive.
Yeah.
You know, if you've got good friends around you, take this moment to cleave to them because, as we know, tomorrow's not promised, and we don't know what's gonna happen in this country.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, man, it's just a lot of random things that are happening that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
And again, with me being just almost 10 years older than the majority of you, maybe Phil and I are a little closer, but this is the most random time I've ever seen.
For sure.
And that's 9/11 included.
Yeah.
Like this is more random. I think people forgot 105,000 people have died from coronavirus. 105,000. Like that's crazy in 3 months.
Yeah.
Just talking about 2020, if y'all would just give me just a moment of y'all time, because I know that we've been dealing with like a lot of things across the world, but me personally, this past month has been, man, I don't even know what to say. It's been the roughest for me, and I'll start on May 1st. My father, who shares the same name as me, murdered his girlfriend. It was probably one of the hardest times that I ever went through in my life, man. Me and my dad were not as close as we should have been, but he's still my father. He put a basketball in my hand, and he taught me the game of basketball, and for that, I never forget him because it got me to do a lot of amazing things through life. But he made that decision to take someone's life, and it hurt me. It hurt me to my core. I told you guys after a couple of days, but man, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. It was hard because you look at the news outlets and you see your name. I'm a junior, and man, it hurt me so bad that I had to seek therapy, because even my best friends, Brooke, Murph, Rich Guard, we had him on before. I told them, and sometimes you look to your brothers for answers, but man, don't nobody got no answer for that. Nobody ever been through that, and I was hurting, man. I was hurting, and I would tell my girl, and she couldn't understand, so I had to seek therapy, man, because I'm the oldest of my family, and I take on a lot of burden. You feel me? Anything that goes wrong comes back to me. I'm a positive person. I could push anybody through anything. I truly believe that. But this is my time to hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Well, all I know from we've been rocking together for over a year now, us as a group. And it's not cavalier to say that all of us care for you. We appreciate what you not only do for us, but what you do for your community, what you've been doing with your business, and that where we may not be able to know exactly how you feel, we're definitely empathetic with what's going on. Sure. Shared experience among black men aren't often talked about. Yeah. It's not often shared. For you to be willing to share that on this platform, because there may be someone else who has a similar story. Right. It may not be that they share the same name as their father. It may not be that they share the same name as their brother or their uncle, their cousin, etc. But all of us have dealt with some form of trauma, some form of process that we need healing, and we need to be comfortable enough to talk about it. So I'm just going to say, because I could tell that you started to lose some of those words, I appreciate you sharing it, because you don't have to.
I thank you, man. I just want to tell you guys that, your support and the love that I receive from people that I even told is much appreciated. And I want to tell us black men that if we need therapy, don't be ashamed. We got to let our ego go. We got to stop thinking that we could take on things by ourselves, because it's hard, man. And when you losing sleep and you can't think straight, and I tried to take on the burden for my father's decision.
No doubt.
You feel me? Like, that's how much it hurt me. And And I realized after a couple of therapies, said, man, I can't do that. I got a son to raise myself. So, you know, I love my father still to this day. I know what he did is wrong. Right is right and wrong is wrong. But yo, man, I come to you guys. I've been hurt this whole month. I mean, I haven't been active in the group chat. I hope you guys can understand. But I have been literally through it, bro. Because it's like shit you see in a movie, bro. I would never, ever expect my dad to murder somebody. I would never, ever expect somebody that I know to get murdered and see it replayed on national TV like that. And man, I wish I could throw away this month, to be honest with you guys. But like I say, I'm gonna get through it. I'm a strong person, and I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for even letting me express this, because it took me a while. This shit happened at the beginning of the month. I didn't want to do it early in the month because I didn't know how to express myself. But man, I hurt. I still hurt right now. I still hurt. Big Floyd, that just added to the fire, and I'm gonna pull myself together because I gotta be strong. I have to be. I just have to be for my family and for people who look to me. So, you know, once again, I thank you, brothers.
Let me say this, and that for that statement right there, where you say you have to be just that, leave it at that.
Yeah.
You don't. Now you give yourself time to bounce back, because that's where a lot of the lines get fucked up, especially in the black community, because they feel like I have to be this, I have to be the provider. As a man, as a black man, I got to be the provider. Such and such. That's where a lot of lines get fucked up.
Yeah.
You feel like you have to be the provider, and then you end up going to rob someone, and then you say in front of a court, I had to be the provider. I need to provide for my family, but now you're going to jail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so I'm not saying that you go along those lines, because I know you and I know your character.
Yeah.
But emotionally, mentally, you don't have to take on this burden.
Yeah.
Now you can feel from it,
Yeah,
and you can and definitely adapt to it. But you, in this process, you take from it and you recuperate and you bounce back, because if you don't, you will drive yourself mad.
Of course, you're right.
And so don't just feel like, hey, I have to be. Using those words right there, it's just gonna put a burden on you on top of everything that's going on.
Gotcha.
And I think that's probably a good place for us to close it out, just because, like I was mentioning, shared experience amongst black men are important. And just because we black men doing a podcast don't mean we wouldn't have the same conversation off the mic.
That's right.
And you all got an opportunity to hear something that I don't think any of us thought we was going to talk about.
When he
but I didn't know.
We spoke in the group text. I kind of knew
I
he was
didn't
going to
know.
touch on that, but I didn't.
You
built the strength. I thought you were going to do it earlier when we was talking about Big Floyd, but you built the strength to talk about it.
And that's why I say, man,
that's why I say get it off. This is a podcast.
This is a podcast, bro. So we appreciate y'all listening. We back. We together again. We've been in Zoom boxes. Now we can use Zoom to interview people who out of town. We want y'all to fuck with us. We got Velvet Noir again on the table. Promo code GUILD. We got Simple Pour. We also will be bringing some of our partner podcast on. We launching a few more. So this is a platform where we able to not only get stuff off our chest, but hopefully do a decent job of helping you have an escape from your day, or hear something that you may be thinking about as well. And you can kind of tap into our thought process also. Anything y'all want to share before we leave the people?
Be safe.
Yeah, no doubt.
Do you and be safe.
Shit, if you out there and you looting or doing whatever, again, be safe. But if you hit some of these sneaker boutiques in the 11 and a half, 12, that is my size, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Bless me because, or size 10 because my son's feet growing like a motherfucker. And shit, it's a pandemic. Niggas ain't hiring. Shit, Phil talked about his month of May. I graduated from school. Motherfuckers ain't hiring right now. So shit, I gotta get it how I get it. Shit.
I'm about to run up in Golf Galaxy after this anyway.
Shit, I may have to sell some drivers and some iron. Was it 9 irons?
Look,
yeah, all them shit.
Do you have an old Halloween costume that I could wear?
I may got some.
Phil, anything you want to leave people with before we close out?
Be careful. To my black people out there, men and women, let's not be so wild and rambunctious. Let's have a little bit of structure. Watch y'all back while y'all out there too. And man, just be careful, man, for real.
And don't let these the genuine white people that's out there that doing it. You'll be able to see
for sure.
the inauthentic, the fake ones that's out there. Because mind you, them undercover cops that's out there, they wearing them white wristbands to be known from they fellow
they got the vest on.
And they got vests on and shit. But you know, them white wristbands, just know that they're trying to set you up. Mind you, I can't remember the city that it was at, but it was a pile of bricks just sitting in the motherfucking street like a goddamn I don't play Call of Duty, but I watched it enough to know
a loadout drop.
The loadout drop, motherfucking loadout drop full of fucking bricks that's out there for niggas just to pick up and so they can get your ass up out of here. They doing simple shit like that. And if you pick up on it, and to the niggas that did it, I commend you straight up. My shirt say peace in 3 different languages, but I don't mean it in a sense to where, hey, let's go out there and peacefully protest. You protest however the fuck you feel like you need to protest to get your shit off. So I'm dead ass serious. If you out there and you doing this shit, be safe, be smart, and know who's with you and who's not, and see him. And to that dude that had that bow and arrow who thought he was gonna be Hawkeye, he got what he deserved. And another thing we didn't touch on is that motherfucker tried to manipulate the narrative and say black people beat him up, and it was his own kind that whooped his motherfucking ass, and he deserved it. So that's what you get for thinking that you Hawkeye and you gonna be out there killing niggas with arrows, and you was slow. You stupid.
Man, and that's been episode 95
fucking
of the Pour Horsemen podcast. We out, man.
Shit.
Crack in the kitchen, Lil Raw's on the mission. Break the bars out, screens in my expedition. Screens in my lack, my drunk crack. Break the bars off, it's like this and like that.